So it was May 2020 and I was on a walk having just received some pretty terrible news. News that was worse for my family than it was for me, but I walked ahead of the pack all the same. I needed space, you know. I heard somewhere that we have two brains which are almost entirely independent of each other. The right brain just sort of does stuff, and then the left brain tries to rationalize it afterwards. That's a gross oversimplification, I'm sure, but that day, I found myself opening SoundCloud and pressing play before I really knew why. But it only took like 2-3 seconds for my left brain to know that my right brain had made the right call.
Spirit of my silence, I can hear you, but I'm afraid to be near you, and I don't know where to begin, and I don't know where to begin.
My priority in grief is always, well, usually, to ensure the happiness of others. Not because I'm a saint or supremely altruistic or anything like that, but that the grief of the living is of greater grief to me than my personal grief at the dead. Except for that day. That day was different, when I was encouraged by Sufjan's whispered confession that he's losing strength and purpose, everything. I feel like him. In this one moment, I really understand. Or at least I think I do. And right now, that's enough. I know that every time a loved one dies, I'll put this song on. And as such, it carries a sort of eeriness. I know that it's going to decorate the hallways of my future at undisclosed dates in painfully unknown locations. I know that I'll hear it again in some of the worst moments of my life. Which scares me a little bit, to be honest. But then I remember the song doesn't play like cannon fire at battle's end, set off against my will by some invisible transcendent power. It will play because at that moment I will choose to play it. Because at that moment there is nothing that I'd rather hear. No collection of sounds, words and memories that could cradle my grief better. The song's nearly over now, alternating between his heavenly falsetto that we'll soon become accustomed to and his soft-spoken verse which we're already at home in. But there's one final truth before we go.
But every road leads to an end. Yes, every road leads to an end. Your apparition passes through me in the willows and 5 red hens. You'll never see us again. You'll never see us again.
It's a horrible thought, really. There's no heaven, reincarnation, or communication with the dead in this moment, regardless of your faith or beliefs. In this life, the world in which we all currently reside, we will never see their face again. We'll never hear their voice say anything new. We'll never hold their hand, or feel their breath, or see them leave that one last time. They're gone. But that's okay. We were lucky to have seen them at all.